Yo, what is good guys, back here with another YouTube video, and in case you cannot tell by the title below, this video will be a video where I share my thoughts and opinions on someone or something going on in this wacky, weird world of professional wrestling. As you can tell by the title below, this video will be a video where I share my thoughts and opinions on the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. And for myself personally, I would love to know what your thoughts and opinions are on Sheamus down in the comments below, because for the last 13-ish years, since like the fall, more towards the fall of 2009, heard more complaints for the bulk of it towards Sheamus. So I would love to know what your thoughts are on Sheamus down below. If you met him, would love to know what your experience was like meeting him as well down in the comments below. While you are down there, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it would mean a lot to myself if you did. And when it comes to Sheamus, he was one of those guys where for a while, for a couple of years, I wasn't necessarily a fan of him, but he was also not one of those people who, if I seen on TV, I would just change the channel kind of deal. From when I did not watch him on WWE CW, or at least I don't have any memories of him on WWE CW kind of deal back in 2009. And whatnot. Eventually, I think it was like 3-4 months later, he got transferred or drafted or whatever the case was over to Monday Night Raw, and really hasn't looked back since he won the WWE Championship at the December pay-per-view. I think it was TLC, if I remember right, 2009, and has been used pretty much consistently, with the exception of the odd injury here and there, pretty much ever since, which for myself personally is pretty impressive to be used consistently good enough in like 13 years, like I said, with the exception of injuries and whatnot, which is bound to happen in a world of professional sports, let alone wrestling and whatnot. But from whenever he debuted on WWE Monday Night Raw to January 2012, he was, like I said earlier, whatever, not one of my top guys, not one of those guys I would just change the channel if I seen him on TV. But it was the build-up to the Royal Rumble 2012 where something in my head like just switched. I was about to be 18 like the following month, and I'm like, I want to have fun watching wrestling kind of deal. I was having fun watching NXT and Ring of Honor. Why not try to do the same thing for Raw and SmackDown? And Sheamus, I'm pretty sure he was a good guy at that time. I don't know for sure if he just switched kind of deal in the like couple of months before, but I thought, Sheamus, he's a good guy, no matter what, I'll cheer him kind of deal. And then if he turns into a bad guy, I would boo him kind of deal. Being, I don't want to say like a 10-year-old, but kind of like loosely buy into that with knowing that I'm buying into it more than I would normally and whatnot. It went from that to now, over 10.5 years later, to actually cheering him and him being one of my favorites to watch bell to bell. And it also helps in the fact that back after Survivor Series 2016, when it was in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, I met him, and he wasn't like over the top friendly, but he was still friendly enough kind of deal. And that was after a pay-per-view kind of deal where he wrestled. I don't know for sure how long he wrestled, but easily a half hour. Granted, it was like a 20 people were in that match, tag match kind of deal, but he was still friendly to meet for myself personally and whatnot. I think I did an experience video talking about it and whatnot, and now I think that his career, I think like now people appreciate it kind of deal, like, and and they look back, people in general look back and see like, hey, he made the main roster, like Monday Night Raw debut back in late 2009, has been consistent on the main roster ever since. Yeah, he had a couple of matches, one-off matches in NXT kind of deal, but has been consistently on Raw or on SmackDown minus injuries, which, like I said earlier, happens to vast majority of people in professional sports, let alone professional wrestlers kind of deal. And I think a lot less people would be I don't know for sure if mad, but they would be less vocal about the first half or so of his career if it was flipped kind of deal. Like, he did his thing in developmental, got called up to the main roster, had banger after banger after banger, then go to do the tag team thing, whether it was with Cesaro or with somebody else, kind of break up feud kind of deal, Royal Rumble, then main roster championship wins kind of deal, then call it a retirement kind of deal, as opposed to World Championships kind of deal, Royal Rumble, Netherworld Championship, mid-card tag, and then now banger after banger kind of deal and whatnot. And now that I kind of think about it, it's weird for myself personally. I went from cheering for him more as a joke that like myself and maybe one or two other people knew about kind of deal back again when I was pretty much 18 years old kind of deal. Now 10 and a half, 11 years later, like, hey, he's a future first ballot Hall of Famer kind of deal, like first ballot headlining act for the WWE Hall of Fame kind of deal. And I'm not big on the Hall of Fame, but if and when he does go into the Hall of Fame, I would consider watching it kind of deal, or at least finding out when he's going to be on, tuning in 30 seconds before his speech, then tuning out 30 seconds after kind of deal. But either way, those are kind of my thoughts and opinions on Sheamus. Again, would love to know what yours are down in the comments below. While you are down there, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it would mean a lot to myself if you did. More importantly, hope you guys are doing okay mentally, emotionally, and physically.
The world that we tend to make up is nothing but a fantasy until you wake up. I feel like I'm just lying to myself, yeah. Cause I just crossed the line like I'm playing offside. I do it how I want and I'ma do it till I die. Feel like I'm just lying to myself, but it's